The rules would be just to consider everybody, to just everyone help out as best you can. We do have some sort of jobs we ask the children to do. My latest phrase is finish the cycle, so if you've helped put the washing out, that means you have to bring it in.
I think it's just stuff that goes without saying.
There's only 3 of us, so it's not hard to make, we don't really need to make rules. It's just stuff that goes without saying, you know. I have to ask him to help a bit. He's a bit, you know, he'll sort of, you know, I wish he would do more without being asked.
But half the time I'm on my way for doing stuff.
And then he's on his way to doing it and I've asked him to do it. Stuff like that.
Well, the parents come up with it and they tell us, and sometimes we rebel against it, sometimes we don't, and yeah, well, but in the end, the rules are enforced. Yes, they are.
Miho and I just decide, but I suppose they're having more and more of a voice, potentially, or whatever, how we go about doing things. We've got this house meeting we're supposed to be having coming up.
Supposed to.
Supposed to.
We kind of came up with a household job each. We were supposed to have more, but we didn't really work it out.
We're happy to give you more jobs if you want more jobs.
It was supposed to mean more jobs equals more money, but we didn't get that.
Well, you did just kind of, what's the word? Announce a house meeting without
I said,
any
have
notice.
one? And then,
yes, but it was on that night and it wasn't really kind of the best time. So we did say we would have the meeting once the new year kind of settled out a bit and we had time to think about these things. We wrote a little list of things we need to talk about. So
and where's that list?
Sitting up on the calendar. It's there.
He moved the computer to my son's room and I was very particular that it had to be in the public area. And the day I wasn't home, he somehow convinced his dad that the computer has to be in his room. So when he was about 15,
my age.
Yeah, about 14, 15, whereas I was definitely against that. I wanted it to be in a place where I could see and what he was doing. I said, look, and that created a little bit of a difference. He said, oh, it's okay, he's old enough, you know, why do you insist so much? But that was a little bit of an issue. It went on for a few weeks and ultimately they both agreed to bring the computer down.
Sometimes Mum doesn't monitor who's on the computer with Hugo and Peter, so Hugo has a turn and the Mum says, oh, she could give it to Peter. He doesn't. Peter goes, give me a turn, give me a turn. And Hugo says, just a minute, just a minute. And it's not a minute.
And then I say, okay, you've been on half an hour, turn it off. Oh, it's not fair, he's been on all the time. That sort of thing. But I just think half an hour on the computer at a time is enough screen time. I don't like yelling. I don't like it if the boys won't listen, won't answer me, and which happens more often if something is turned on, but if they ignore me. So then I just keep going, saying, David or whoever, you know. But if my husband's home, he hates hearing me saying the same thing 10 times and the boys aren't listening. So he's more likely to yell, but I don't want to be in a household where the boys only listen if they're yelled to. So they get used to one constant sound and ignore that, and then they know that eventually there'll be a yell and then they listen. So I don't think that's the answer, but somehow conflict, I don't know, we have to all get to the point where we discuss it or something like that. There are times when I think parents, you just have to do what your parents say, but I know that more and more you've got to have a reason behind that and a discussion.
We're a bit shouty, aren't we? He's a bit shouty. I'm a bit shouty. We tend to have a bit of a shout and then get a bit angry and then go away and sort of calm down and then come back and it's all okay.
We would try and remain calm, but if we've not remained calm, a bit later address it again and see if we can come to a compromise or see the other person's point of view.
I put myself in their perspective as well and see it from their side, and I know what I'm thinking and I can see it from both ways. Yeah.